into the Nick Saban Show, presented by our friends at Truckworks. Alabama, a 49-7 winner over Southern Mississippi, one of the fastest teams in America, really good special teams, and you guys come out today and have a nice 49-7 win.
Well, I was really pleased with the way our players played in the game today. You know, this 11 o'clock start, you always worry a little bit about, are you going to be flat? Are you ready to go? Do you get up with when your feet hit the ground, are you ready to get going? And first 4 times we had the ball, we scored touchdowns. We got off the field, you know, on defense and shut them out. I guess the only negative, you know, to me was we didn't finish the first half very well. We had a couple 3-and-outs, and they scored right before the half on us. So, but then I was pleased with, you know, we came out and kind of regained the momentum in the second half and scored a couple touchdowns. But I thought, these are the kind of games that your players have to choose. Are they going to play to their standard, to their identity of what they want to be as a team, or, you know, are you going to not play as well? And I thought we did a pretty good job of executing all the way around. Alabama
holds Southern Miss to 2 of 11 on third down conversions. Here's a look at your first half highlights.
Tight ends are stacked on the near side. Here's the snap. Tua fakes the inside give. Throws the flat. Henry Ruggs. See ya! Touchdown, Alabama, 45 yards. That was the play we saw in South Carolina last week. It worked to perfection, and it worked wonderfully again today. Najee to the left of his quarterback. Here now with play action fake. Tua looks, has a man wide open. Henry Ruggs has to turn around to make the grab. He does. Kicks it into a high gear, and he is gone. Touchdown, Alabama. 74 yards. Folks, he had to turn around. The ball was a tick underthrown. He made the grab, continued back the other way, and then he just kicked it into high gear. My goodness gracious. .26 to go, opening period. Here's the snap. Quarterback throws it up for grabs. Right side, a 50-50. Is intercepted over the shoulder by Trayvon Diggs. His second interception of the year. And Alabama's got the football. He threw up a fade route on a 50-50, Rashad, and Trayvon picks it off. Najee in motion. He'll go to the left of his quarterback. Low snap to Tua. He'll get it wide open. Najee out of the backfield. Touchdown, Alabama. 5 yards on the touchdown. Tua to Najee Harris. And the Crimson Tide now on top 20-0. Inside the Chick-fil-A red zone. 1st and 10 from the 18. Play action again. Tua looks. Judy wide open near side. Touchdown, Alabama. That'll be 17 yards officially. Shannon Showers was there watching, but could do nothing as Tua and Jerry Jeudy combine for another passing touchdown. Seventh play of the drive. Southern Miss 0 of 5 in third down conversions. Here's a 3rd and 10 from the 45. Dropping back Abraham. Dropping down Abraham. Covered up by 3 guys. Abraham. And that's the 2nd sack of the day for Alabama's Crimson Tide. Chris Allen and Raekwon Davis, the first 2 on the scene. Quarterback Abraham fakes the toss. Looks, throws far side. Caught. Touchdown out of the backfield. Harris makes the nice play, and he picks up a 4-yard touchdown from Abraham. The first half has come to a close with Alabama on top by a score of 28-7.
All right, so a really good first half, 28-7 at the half, 4 touchdown passes for Tua Tagovailoa. He becomes the first player in Alabama history to have 4 touchdown passes in 4 consecutive games, and he's so consistent at throwing the football.
Well, it's really a strength of our team, but I think the offensive line deserves a lot of credit, today, and I think he'd probably be the first one to tell you that, because these guys did a lot of stunning, a lot of internal blitzes, and the offensive line did a great job of giving us the time. Our skill players, do a good job of getting open to it, does a good job of reading the defense. This team probably played more stuff than most teams that we played, dropping 8 guys and all that. And he did a really, really good job of getting the ball the right place and getting it there accurately.
Still more to come with our second half highlights. Stay with us.
The Nick Saban Show is brought to you by the University of Alabama, where legends are made. And by TIFFIN. TIFFIN Motorhomes, made to move you.
Legends are made.
Welcome back to the Nick Saban Show. You talked about setting a tone to start the second half. Was that part of your halftime message?
Well, there wasn't any question about the fact that, I already mentioned we were a little disappointed in the way we finished the half. You never really it's like basketball, you don't want to finish the quarter poorly, let people get on a run. And, we went out on offense, 3 and out. They get the ball and they go down and score. Had a big play pass, hit the guy out of bounds. So now they got the ball in the red zone and score. And you hate to see the momentum of the game change that way. So I really kind of got on them about we got to go out in the second half and reestablish the momentum and the tempo and go out there and play. And I was really pleased with the way our guys came out in the second half, scored first couple times we had the ball, had really good drive to start the second half. And, the defense continued to play well and got off the field on third down, which I think was a big key today when you play a team like this.
Let's take a look at that first drive and the second half highlights.
Second half highlights are brought to you by BBVA, proud banking partner of the Alabama Crimson Tide.
Tua claps in the shotgun, fakes, throws across the middle. Judy reaches down to his knees, makes the grab, touchdown, beating Ty Williams at the goal line. What a play as Judy had to reach down, pulls down the low throw, then lunges in for a 20-yard touchdown, and Alabama is now on top 34-7. Here now the give to Harris, lost the football. It is battled for at the 31-yard line. Who's got it? Alabama does. Jordan Battle comes up with the football. Jordan Battle comes up with the football on a fumble, and the Crimson Tide are back in business. In motion, Judy. The give to the up man, Robinson. Inside the 5, breaks a tackle, spins forward. He's to the goal line. He is in. Touchdown, Alabama. Hard running by the youngster, Brian Robinson, behind Chris Owens and Major Tennyson. Touchdown, Alabama. Ford in motion, comes to the left rear of his quarterback. Here's the snap to Mack. He'll throw it, is nearly intercepted, and is on the deflection. He was looking to thread the needle to Mechie, but D.Q. Thomas got there, tipped it in the air, then pulled it right back down for the interception. Out of the pistol formation now, Talia hands off again. Left side, Ford reaches into the end zone. Touchdown, Alabama. Jerome Ford behind Emil Ekiyor's block. And Alabama has padded their lead. Again, Bama's defense just comes charging right through and just wreaks havoc there. That again was Christian Barmore. And that is going to do it. The Alabama Crimson Tide with an impressive win, 49-7.
You saw that first drive, had a couple of big runs from Najee Harris. He goes over 100 yards today.
Well, I think it was good that we had a 100-yard rusher. But I think we had a little better balance today in being able to run the ball effectively as well as, make plays in the passing game. Tua had another big day. I was really pleased that we got to play a lot of players, and those players actually played better in the game and executed better. So that's going to be good for their confidence and the depth of our team down the road. So I was really pleased with the win today.
So Alabama's 4-0 on the season. When we come back, we go more deeper inside the Alabama football program on the Nick Saban Show.
The Nick Saban Show is brought to you by AT&T. More for your thing, that's our thing. Proud sponsor of the Crimson Tide. By Coca-Cola, share a Coke. And by Aflac. Get to know us at aflac.com.
Welcome back to the Nick Saban Show. Always the turning point at this point in the show. What was it today, Coach?
Well, I think it was the way we started the game. I mean, we scored the first 4 times we had the ball, made a lot of really explosive plays, and did a great job on defense of shutting them out and getting off the field and getting a turnover. And I think all those things really set the tone for the day and sort of took the hope out of them a little bit.
Our All Access brought to you by Mercedes-Benz. You always talk about the organization from top to bottom. One of our features today includes Jeff Springer, the guy that handles all the equipment for the University of Alabama football program, and that's no easy task.
Well, I think that people probably have as much of a misconception about this part of any program as anything. I mean, you're talking about a major operation, all right, to get all the equipment and all the things that we have to get from place to place. And it's got to be there at a certain time. It's got to be set up a certain way. And I think we all just assume that it's just always going to happen. But Jeff Springer does a great job. Tank did a great job when we first came here. But these guys have a great responsibility in any program, and they do a phenomenal job for us.
It's our Mercedes-Benz All Access.
Jeff Springer, Associate Athletic Director of Equipment.
Jeff, you're the one where gloves, shoes, helmets, equipment, everything, it comes from you. So day to day, you're looking at a wall of shoes and about 100 different sizes of everything. What is a day to day for you?
It's mass chaos, but trying to keep it organized. So between everything that we've got, like you said, the workout gear the players are wearing to go in the weight room and work out, practice gear every day for practice, the coaches' practice day gear, game day clothing, the game day stuff for the coaches, the polos, the slacks, the game uniforms, the game pants, the helmets, everything. It's orchestrated, by the day during the season, where every day we're kind of doing something different, but trying to keep it organized, trying to keep it going, trying to keep everybody in what they need.
I know Miss Amy says there's plenty of picky eaters up in the dining hall. Do you have any picky dressers?
We have a lot of picky dressers. Between the players and the coaches, there's lots of things that we have to keep up with, lots of different things that people like, which is fine. Everybody's got their own little thing that they like, but it's trying to keep up with that. What exactly the guys want on game day, what they want in their locker. When they get there, it's sitting in their locker, it's ready to go, so they can get dressed and go out and perform on game day. And it's the same thing with the coaches. Exactly how they want things. You've got coaches who think they're a XL, but probably a 2X. So you'll sit there with some coaches, and they'll come in the locker room and it's like, well, how are we feeling today? And kind of dealing with things like that. So that keeps us pretty busy. But everybody's a little different on how they dress and what they want on game day.
Our friends at KS Services brings us the game analysis every week. Coach, the board is yours.
Well, I think that, we do a lot of running of these perimeter screens where, this guy's going to back up and Jerry Judy's going to block for him, and then we're going to run the ball behind these guys. And, these guys had done a really good job early in the game of being aggressive on the perimeter and really attacking these kinds of plays. So you always have the complementary play. I actually call this a pig route, where Jerry acts like he's going to block the guy, he slips the guy, Smitty runs a post. They're playing what we call quarters coverage, what they should be like this, but this guy's going to try to come out of the top and assist these two guys on this screen. And then when Jerry fakes and goes up, the guy's out of control and runs right by him. It's a very difficult play to defend, but it's a complementary play to a play that we run quite a bit where we just run perimeter screens and bubbles.
The Nick Saban Show is brought to you by Cooper Tires. Roll Tide on Cooper Tires. Visit coopertires.com for a retailer near you. Ask the Coach is brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors.
Hey Coach, this is Brandon from Academy Sports and Outdoors. We're wondering if you are still very superstitious with your game day routine.
Well, Brandon, I guess I'm superstitious about everything, all right? But Christian always gives me a penny. I always have it in my pocket during the game. It's been a good luck charm for a long time. There's a lot of other superstitions. I get up at the same time. I do the same things just about every day in preparation for the game. You know, we have the same meeting schedule. The players have the same meeting schedule. So I don't know how much of it is being superstitious and how much of it is just being obsessive compulsive, but we're a little bit of both.
Coach, this week Maggie Hetzel has taken us into an interview with Matt Womack, one of your seniors from across the border from Magnolia Heights High School in Mississippi. Tell me about Matt.
Well, Matt has had a great career here. He's been a positive contributor in a lot of ways. You know, you're talking about a hard worker, tough guy who really has gotten the most out of his ability and does a good job in leadership and representing, you know, the program on and off the field. So he's been a real positive for our program for a long time now, and we're certainly glad to have him on our team this year.
Here's more of with Maggie about Matt Womack, one of Alabama's seniors.
Matt Womack, offensive line, Hernando, Mississippi.
Now going into this season, where is your head at? Where is your mind at, especially kind of rebuilding that offensive line room?
So right now my mind is to be a leader for the team. I want to be a leader for the O-line. I want to kind of get back to the old ways of how we used to be, because the way the O-linemen, the whole O-line group, everything was like a lot more serious, a lot more, or they put a lot more extra work in, and I feel like that's what we're doing a lot more this this off season. Try to get as much extra film as we can, extra drill work, just meetings, going to dinner, like we were saying, it's just building a bond between all of us is going to make us stronger as a group, and I feel like it's going to make us stronger as a team overall.
You really have to work so cohesively as an offensive line, as you've talked about with the leadership that you guys have on the field. What does that bond mean, not only in the room, not only going to dinner together, but on the field when you're up against some of the top teams in the SEC?
Having trust is the main thing about the offensive line. If I can't trust the guy to the left or the right of me, then I'm going to mess myself up, and it's going to mess up the whole line. So, I know I can trust Jed. I know I can trust CO. If I ever have to do something, I know they'll have my back, and those are all some great for them. And
you have Coach Flood now in the room with the new coaching staff switching over. What has that adaptation been like for you guys?
Coach Flood and all the new coaches have been great. Coach Flood has taught me so many things that I just never even thought I could learn after 4 years of being here. And he pushes me hard, and he tries to push me as a leader, and I really appreciate everything he's doing for me right now.
The Nick Saban Show is brought to you by AT&T, the official wireless provider of the Crimson Tide. AT&T, mobilizing your world. Here's what's next, presented by AT&T.
So, Coach, next week, the first SEC game at home. Here comes Ole Miss to town.
Well, I think one of the things that you really want to try to do in your conference and in your league is really play well against every team that you play, because, you know, you don't want them to think that they have a great opportunity to play well against you. So you really have to play well against them on a consistent basis. And, you know, Ole Miss has given us trouble at times, and sometimes we played pretty well against them. But it's going to be important that we improve on the things that we need to improve on, that we point out the things that we did well today so that we can play our best next week. But when you play a division game, it's like two games. Because if you lose a division game, you lose the tiebreakers with the team the team that you lost to. So this is really, really important that we play well. It's an SEC game. Hopefully we'll have a great crowd and get a lot of support for us in this game, and we'll kind of go from there.
Home field matters. We'll see you at the stadium next week and then right back here on the Nick Saban Show.
The Nick Saban Show is brought to you by Coca-Cola. Share a Coke. By Cooper Tires. Count on Cooper, an American company since 1914. And by TIFFIN. TIFFIN Motorhomes, made to move you.